Hey boys and girls, like Skillfaggy here, and welcome back to another commentary. So today I have some more Battlefield 4 news or information which has been officially confirmed by EA. It's on their official site, ea.com. I will put the link to the article in the description down below. They pretty much just summarized and wrapped up what we have seen so far and also confirmed some of the changes they made to Battlefield 4. And I think it's pretty cool. Also, as a little side note, what you will be seeing in the background are wallpapers from the 3 factions and all 4 classes. And I gotta say, the Recons look better than ever before, especially the Russian Recon now looks like, I think, the best ever. But yeah, so much for that. So I would say let's start out with talking a little bit about the classes. So let's start out with the Engineer. And they haven't really changed too much. They said they wanted to give the Engineer a broader set of tactics at his disposal, which basically means that they added a couple more like anti-aircraft or anti-vehicle weapons, for example like the wire-guided Engineer missile, which you can basically follow around. I think it's like the Carl Gustav. Also you will have high damage but high skill weapons like the RPG, which we already know, and low skill but low damage weapons like some lock-on stuff. So yeah, I think the Engineer is fine as it is. But to continue, let's talk a little bit more about the support kit, because support kit was kind of weak in Battlefield 3 together with the Recon. They were the 2 least used classes. Although now it seems like they are going to give them a lot more stuff at their disposal. So first of all, the support will keep the C4 as well as the claymores just as it is in Battlefield 3, which is pretty amazing, because I think taking such powerful stuff from the support kit would really nerf it down, and I'm really happy that the support can keep that. Also they get the XM25, which is a airburst semi-automatic grenade launcher which basically detonates behind cover in order to kill the enemies. They also said that it's going to suppress them pretty good. Another cool thing is that they redesigned the mortar. Now it's a remote mortar, so I think it's going to be a little bit more like Bad Company 2. You kind of put out your goggles or your binoculars and you point at a certain point and you will release the hell on the enemies with a mortar strike, which is pretty cool. I like this a lot better than the mortar from Battlefield 3. They also said, paired that with the DMRs, which are now all-kit weapons, you can give the support a whole new role. For example, like the Recon in Bad Company 2 was with semi-automatic rifles. I think it's going to go a little bit in that direction. I think it's pretty cool because I really would like the support to have a bigger role, especially now that the suppression basically is support exclusive. But I will talk about suppression a little bit later on in this video. Okay, let's talk about the Recon. I think I already said everything about the Recon, but I just will wrap it up real quick. So again, you have C4 and claymores, so yes, you also have claymores now, which is kind of, I think, makes sense. Motion sensors are back, as well as the MAV, TX, the radio beacon, and you're now also able to zero your sights. But since I already summarized all the Recon stuff, you can just check out my other videos for more detailed information. The only real quick thing they were talking about is the Spec Ops class from Battlefield 2, because now the Recon kind of is allowed to be a Spec Ops class, since you can just use a carbine, C4 claymores and the motion sensors, and then you're good to go behind enemy lines. It's basically what they said in the article. And I think it's pretty cool because it kind of seems like, especially the weaker kits, and by weaker kits I mean the weaker kits from Battlefield 3, so the Recon and the support, because now they kind of have a way to play them in 2 different ways, and I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, last but not least we have the Assault, and the Assault stayed pretty much the same as it seems. I think they did some balancing with like charging up defibrillators, so it wouldn't be SOP as in Battlefield 3. They also added some cool stuff like the first aid pack, which heals a soldier over time, but can be replenished. And another thing is the 40mm flashbang rounds to help clear rooms, so I'm really interested in seeing them. But yeah, so much for that. They were talking and going on with stuff like that they wanted to increase the mobility. For example, how annoying it is to put down the soft lamp. Now you'll have the portable laser designator, and same goes for the mortar. You can just like mark a place on the map kind of right now. So I think it's pretty cool that they did that. They also said that they realized that people were rather moving and they were on the go and they didn't have time to put down all those gadgets, and I'm really happy about that, because when I think about how often I were trying to put down a tux or a beacon and how often got me killed, well, anyways, yeah. Last but not least, or well, almost last but not least, there's one more point after suppressing fire right now. So they were talking real briefly about the suppression effect, and that the suppression effect is now basically exclusive to the light machine guns of the support kit. There's still suppression on other weapons, but it's way less effective and way less suppressive, of course. Another cool thing would be that at close range there's no suppression effect, so it will all be gun skill and basically the one who has the better twitch aim, which is pretty cool. So you will also have to have a certain range in order to get the suppression effect down on the enemy. Also, the new suppression effect doesn't affect the scope spread, not scope spread, the bullet spread or the bullet deviation. It will rather increase the scope sway, even in low power zoom scopes, so skilled players can still kind of counteract it and get the kills and shots. I think that's pretty cool because it's one of the things that really annoyed me. If you're a skilled player and you were suppressed, you couldn't do anything at all. And I really love what they did to that. So yeah, I think overall they really improved suppression a lot, and I think it actually is going to be a cool mechanic now. The last point would be the new perks and how they implement them, but I think I will talk about that in the next video. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and Lucky Skullflicker out.